Special thank you to Gateways for inviting me to share with you on the all-important occasion of Matan Torah, literally the gifting of the Torah. It's interesting that the Mechaber in Shulchan Aruch tells us, this is a rare type of language, that when it comes to the bracha, Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim, in Birkas Torah every morning, some say it's mitzvah deraisa, comes along the Mechaber in Shulchan Aruch Mem Zayin, and the Mishnah Berurah tells us, what does it mean? Lizaher ma'od. Be exceedingly careful with this blessing, where we're thanking Hashem for separating us and selecting us from all the other nations. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Lizaher, to say it b'simcha gadola, to say it with a tremendous joy. So it's an interesting type of question to ask, but why isn't Shavuos called Simchas Torah? Why are we waiting till Simchas Torah to celebrate the Torah? We got it at Shavuos. I mean, the simple answer is really that the Simchas Torah is for actually completing the whole cycle of learning the Torah Shebechtav and the Mefarshim on it. But the concept here is really that the greatest joy we have is Matan Torah. It's not something that's owed to us. It's a gift. And I want to share with you, in the language of Asher Bachar Banu, something that I heard from Rabbi Schlesinger here in Monsey, Shlita, quoting, I believe, Rabbeinu Bachya. I never saw it inside, where he offers the following. There are 3 levels of Bechira. The lowest level is Bachar, chose us. The next level is Bakasha. And the highest level is Rotzen. Rotzen actually is a lashon of Ratz, which means like you're running. So Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim, Hashem, He selected us from all the other nations. But Ratza Banu, He wants us, is a whole different level of Bechira. On the lowest level, I'll choose strawberry yogurt over raspberry flavor. It's not a high, deep level of Bechira. I'll choose this dress over that fashion, or this particular suit color versus that color. That's not a deep understanding of why a human being has been chosen to be the zenith of creation, to make choices at such a low level. That's called want. That's how Rabbi Schlesinger translates it. The second level is I need, which is a lashon of bakasha. I need to have this. So I want to lose weight. Well, that's if the chocolate doesn't speak too loud to me. I want to be a better parent. That's if this kid doesn't drive me nuts and press all my buttons. I want to be a more loving spouse if she doesn't get under my skin. And there's all these wants are talui. They're hanging on something outside of me. But that's not as strong as I need to lose weight. I need to be a more loving parent. I need to be more patient with my spouse. I need to take more focus when it comes to my learning and just stay focused until I finish that chunk of my kfiyas in Torah. Then there's the highest level of Bechira altogether, and that's called Rotzen. Rotzen is a lashon of Ratz, running. Because when you're walking somewhere, it's obvious to all onlookers that you're going from where you started to where you want to go. When you're walking quite fast, not running, but you're walking quite fast, it's quite obvious you need to get there. That's bakasha. You need to. But Ratz, you see an obstacle, run around it. Another obstacle, jump over it. Another one, have to dig underneath. Ratzon means must have. Ratz HaKadosh Baruch Hu l'zakos es Yisrael, Hashem must mezakeh us. And how do you do that? With Tariq mitzvahs. Lefikach hier b'lehem Torah mitzvahs. Asher Bachar Banu, that was a selection. But after that, his description of Ratza Behem, he wants us, is on the highest level. It's a must-have. I must lose weight. I must connect with this child, because if I don't break my negativity towards this kid, it'll be very hard to heal, and the kid will never want to have a relationship with me. Has v'shalom. If I must improve my midas when it comes to my marriage, I must improve my marriage. Must is a whole new level. I want to pay the mortgage? No one speaks like that. I need to? I must. I have to. There's no choice. Once it's a must, your brain goes to a totally different place. HaKadosh Baruch Hu taught us on Shavuos. It's all about commitment. And in Lashon HaKodesh, the perfect language, the way to say I commit is to put an aleph in front of the verb. Eilech, said Ruth to Naomi, I will go. E'aseh, I will do. Oh, when you put an aleph in front of a verb, it means I will. And I will is not I want to, I need to, I will. No matter what. It's the highest level of Bechira. I will commit to spending a few extra minutes a day learning Hashem's beautiful Torah. I will commit to the daf. I will commit, which means no matter what obstacles come up, even if I fall behind, I'll rephrase that, even when I fall behind, I will start again and pick up from where I left off and try to catch up. The daf, my shir in Chumash, Nach, Mishnah, Gemara, Halacha, Agadata, whichever chelik of the Torah that your liboy chafetz by, that you have a leaning towards, that you gravitate towards. That's what your neshama is probably calling you to immerse in. The highest level, aleph, is you say I will. Now there's a problem hashkafically with saying I will, because I don't know I will be able to. There's so many obstacles. I don't know if I will. Maybe my kid will just drive me so crazy I just can't be sober. Or my wife, my husband, my mother-in-law will just be at my throat and I will just not be able to take it anymore. So what do you mean I will? It's almost like arrogance to say I will. Comes along HaKadosh Baruch Hu and says, the first time the aleph appears in the Torah, this is actually from Rabbi Tzvi Inbal quoting Sefer Yetzirah in Hagdama, the first time a letter appears in the Torah, the beginning of a word, that word is a definition of that letter. And so, actually, it's Gemara Bava Kama Nun Hey on the word Toiv. Tes is Toiv, because it's the first time the letter Tes appears in the Torah at the beginning of a word. The first time an aleph appears at the beginning of a word in the Torah is in Elokim. So you're taking the aleph, Elokim, and you're placing it in front of the verb, and you're saying, with Hashem's help, Elokim, the power of all powers, Eilech, I will go. So Shavuos is the reflection of the incredible power of commitment that Ruth had when she said, I will follow you, Naomi, wherever you go. I will be buried where I will live your life style, values, no matter what. The schus of Shavuos is that there's this cycle of kayach that's re-injected in that zman, in that tkufa, of recommitting ourselves to being a better spouse, working on my midas with this child, recommitting my pledge of allegiance to HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Torah, which is what Matan Torah is all about, in the schus of knowing that we're going to put Aleph, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in front of us and say, if you're with me, there's nothing I can't do. And I will commit to doing teshuvah in my lifetime and living b'simcha. And the last takeaway I will say is use the bracha every morning, Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, as a moment, as Mishnah Berurah says, to say it b'simcha gedola. Thank you, Hashem, for making me from. Hatzlacha, Rabbi.